Spiritual development plays an important part in the making of a United States Marine. Lieutenant Junior Grade Eliseo Morales, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy, will deliver the graduation prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Let us pray. Holy One, we thank you for your presence here today. We thank you for these young men who came in as through their hard work and perseverance, they now join the family and ranks of the finest fighting force on earth. Within each and every one of them runs the war-fighting spirit of a Marine that never gives up, no matter the odds. We thank you for the families who have supported them through thoughts, prayers, and letters of encouragement. May they rejoice in this great celebration. We thank you for these drill instructors who made Marines. Through their leadership, discipline, and sacrifice, they instill the honor, courage, and commitment that is woven in the fabric of the Corps. These Marines can now live out the great traditions to always be faithful, first to fight, and most ready when the country is least ready. We thank you for these new Marines, and may you continue to watch and bless this Corps and country, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. The Commanding General, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, welcomes you to what is a historical event in the life of a Marine, their graduation from boot camp. Approximately 40 weeks each year for the past 100 years, new Marines have departed San Diego for service with units of the Marine Corps around the globe. The primary mission of the Recruit Depot is to provide basic training to recruits enlisted west of the Mississippi, which represents approximately 51% of all applicants in the Marine Corps each year. The depot is also home to Recruiter School and Drill Instructor School. All our efforts here are geared toward one end, producing America's finest fighting force, the United States Marine. This morning, Company I, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Recruit Training Regiment, will form and march in the parade. Following the pass and review, the graduating Marines will return front and center of the reviewing stand for final dismissal. The staff for today's parade is comprised of Marines from the Recruit Training Regiment. The commander of troops is First Sergeant Cristian A. Fuentes, Company First Sergeant, Company I, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion. The parade adjutant is Staff Sergeant Cpl, Drill Instructor, Company I, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Recruit Training Regiment. The marching units are now being called to attention, and the adjutant's command, sound adjutant's call, will begin today's parade. Marching in today's parade are 392 of the graduating Marines from Company I. Amongst 392 Marines are 2 Marines who displayed outstanding performances in 2 individually graded events. Private Daniel J. Kramer from Platoon 3209 is the company high shooter, scoring a 340 out of 350. Private Paul A. Murphyhoff from Platoon 3214 is the most physically fit Marine, scoring a 300 out of 300 in both the physical fitness test and the combat fitness test. They will be receiving an award from the Marine Corps Association and Foundation. Also present today is the Company Honor Graduates Recruiter, Sergeant Joshua A. Ney. Not present today, but worth recognizing, is the primary marksmanship instructor with a platoon high average of 318 for Platoon 3209, Sergeant Scott. Recruit training is comprised of subjects required to produce basic Marines who function effectively in garrison, are trained in rudimentary individual field and combat skills, and practice the personal and professional traits which distinguish them as Marines. Examples of these traits are discipline, the achievement of a state of discipline which assures respect for authority, instant and willing obedience to orders, and the self-reliance to maintain or improve those traits which exemplify a Marine. Military bearing, consistently demonstrating military presence and personal awareness, as well as the proper wearing and maintenance of uniforms. Esprit de corps, acquiring the common spirit of the Marine Corps that inspires enthusiasm, devotion, pride, initiative, teamwork, aggressiveness, determination, moral courage, integrity, camaraderie, and the burning desire to work with and for others toward excellence in common goals. For 244 years, the Marines have fought and won wherever and whenever the nation calls, in the harshest conditions, over the most brutal terrain, and amongst the most formidable enemies. Marines defend the ideals of freedom with grit and tenacity. Though battlefields change and capabilities evolve, history proves that true victory comes from the individual Marine with steel resolve, the drive to overcome any obstacle, and the warrior spirit to fight on against all odds. It takes that steadfast faithfulness, semper fidelis, to corps and country and each other that abounds throughout our storied legacy. Marines today remain in combat, forward deployed throughout the world, confronting every challenge with courage, loyalty, and faithfulness. They are resolved to be most ready when the nation is least ready, to defend freedom anytime and anywhere, to stand ready to aid those devastated by natural disasters, to pay tribute to those who have forged our proud legacy, and to honor the families and loved ones who faithfully stand beside us. For the Marines of Company I, today marks the end of the 14-week recruit training cycle. They have marched countless miles at Camp Pendleton and on this parade deck, and have been trained, as are all Marines, as basic riflemen. In addition, due to an intensive physical training program, their strength and endurance have doubled since their arrival aboard the recruit depot. They are Marines, qualified to take their places in the ranks of the world's finest fighting organization. The platoons are now being aligned from left to right in order to get them into their exact positions for the parade. The next portion of the ceremony will be our national anthem. We welcome veterans and members of the armed forces to join us in rendering appropriate military honors with a military salute. For guests who have not served in the military, it is proper etiquette during the national anthem to place the right hand over their hearts, and for those in the audience wearing headgear to remove it. Will the guests please rise for the presentation of the colors? Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Following the command, parade rest. The parade adjutant will give the command sound off, which signals the band to parade forward of the assembled Marines while playing military marching music. The parade adjutant now presents the assembled command to the commander of troops. Command, officers center march. All unit commanders and guidon bearers march to the front and center of the formation. Historically, it was at this point that commanding officers would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Following this, the unit leaders would face about, return to their units, and pass the information along to their Marines. Throughout our nation's history, millions of men and women have earned the title United States Marine. Many who have helped shape our history join us here today. In keeping with the tradition of once a Marine, always a Marine, we would like to recognize them. At this time, those in the audience who have served as Marines, please rise. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Battalion Commander for 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Christopher A. Ashenhurst.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, distinguished guests. On behalf of the Commanding General of the Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego in the Western Recruiting Region, Brigadier General Morris, as well as the Commanding Officer of the Recruit Training Regiment, Colonel Jones, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for Company I. It is also my distinct pleasure to introduce our parade reviewing official, Sergeant Major Budd. Sergeant Major, it is an honor to have you with us today. So I'd like to take a few moments to talk about why I am so proud of the young men you've come to see graduate. But first, let me draw your attention to these impressive Marines wearing those distinctive green campaign covers. They do not need an introduction from me, for we all know them as the legendary Marine Corps drill instructor. From the moment a recruit arrives aboard the depot, there is a drill instructor with them, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, everywhere they go. For it is the drill instructor that is the heartbeat of what it takes to transform a civilian into a United States Marine. Of the thousands of people we will meet in our lives, let's be honest, most of them we will forget. But no Marine anywhere will ever forget the name, the face, or that gentle, loving voice of their drill instructor. Also seated by the reviewing stands are the families of the officers and drill instructors of India Company. These families know firsthand the time, dedication, and sacrifice it takes to make Marines, and we could not do it without their love and support. So if you would all please join me in a round of applause for the families of India Company. We also know that making Marines is a team effort, and it all begins with the hard-working Marine Corps recruiters who are spread throughout this great country of ours. Today, Marine Corps Recruiting Command is represented by Staff Sergeant Bain, our recruiting substation, Lubbock, Texas. Staff Sergeant Bain was the recruiter for our company honor graduate, Private First Class Dickerman. It was Staff Sergeant Bain who first gave PFC Dickerman the opportunity to earn the title Marine. Very well done, Staff Sergeant. Now let me turn my attention back to these remarkable young men standing in this formation behind me. They are truly some of the best this country has to offer. When they arrived here, they were young and fit, 18 years old on average, and already in better shape than most people their age. 99% of them are high school graduates. 5 of them have already earned a college degree. But furthermore, they displayed a courage and a commitment that most of their peers could never muster when they raised their right hand and they swore that solemn oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. They come from every expanse of the globe, in this case, 6 different countries. Some from as far away as Thailand and Vietnam, others from just across the street here in San Diego. But it was a single goal that brought the 392 of them together, and that goal was to earn the title Marine. 3 months ago, they embarked on the world's most demanding entry-level training when they got off those buses and stepped foot into our historic yellow footprints. And trust me, throughout their time here, they have undoubtedly been tested. They have been trained and evaluated in the attributes that make the Corps both unique and deadly. We have developed in each of them a physical and mental toughness that will never quit or give up, despite the odds. They have been indoctrinated in our core values of honor, courage, and commitment. so that we create Marines of exemplary character, both at peace and at war. They have been trained in battlefield-tested warfighting skills so that when this nation calls, its Marines always win. And thanks to the marksmanship instructors at Weapons Field Training Battalion up in Camp Pendleton, when these Marines arrive on their objective, they are capable of delivering precision rifle fire at pinpoint targets out to staggering distances of 500 yards. And we created small unit leaders out of each of them, and we evaluated their ability to decide, act, and communicate with a bias for intelligent action, for that is what the future operating environment will demand. In addition to all of this, I hope yesterday you noticed a few other upgrades we've installed. They should have stood a little taller. They certainly looked a little leaner. They looked you in the eyes and they said these strange phrases like, "Yes, sir," "Yes, ma'am." Moms and dads, I assure you, it should be a long time before you have to tell one of these Marines to get a job or a haircut. And I promise you, they know how to clean up after themselves and make their beds. But it is the change within that we are the most proud of. For having been indoctrinated in our core values, and then by virtue of the fact that they stand here today, means they've embraced those values as their own. So it is because of this journey they have made, because of the physical, mental, and moral development they displayed, which was built upon the foundation that you all laid, that I am proud to present 392 young men who, through their own blood, sweat, and tears, can now and forever claim the title of United States Marine. Now, if you excuse me for a moment while I address our new Marines one last time. Good morning, Marines. Good morning, sir. Do you all hear that? That is pure pride. That is pride in themselves and pride in the title that they have earned. Now, India Company, I know when you arrived here so many weeks ago, the last thing on your mind was graduation. You were probably thinking, what in the world have I gotten myself into? And how do I get them to stop yelling at me? But you stand here today as America's newest Marines, having accomplished something that most would never dare attempt. And when you get home one day, people are going to look up to you. They're going to be proud of you, as they should. And your friends are going to ask you how you did it. And when they ask you that, I want you to take them for a walk down to your recruiting station and introduce them to your recruiter. Because I can promise you, your drill instructors would love to meet your friends. But remember that with this new title comes a great responsibility. For the strength of the Marine Corps is not found in a weapon system or piece of equipment. It is found in the war-fighting spirit of the individual Marine. That is what matters most in combat, and that is what makes us different. This world is a dangerous and chaotic place, but that is why we have you. And the legacy of our Corps, of not only being the first to fight, but to always win, belongs to you now for safekeeping. And that Eagle Globe and Anchor that we handed you on top of the Reaper represents 245 years of all of the Marines that have gone before you. So be proud of yourself. Be proud of what you have accomplished. But remember who you now are and who you now represent. And always remember to protect what you've earned. So on behalf of the officers, the drill instructors, and all of the support personnel here aboard Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego, let me be the first to wish you fair winds, following seas, Semper Fidelis, Marines. Welcome to our Corps.
Now taking their position in the reviewing area is today's parade reviewing official, Sergeant Major Earl D. Budd. He is accompanied by Sergeant Major Paul F. Agan, Sergeant Major for Recruit Training Regiment, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California. Sergeant Major Earl D. Budd, Sergeant Major, Assault Amphibian School. Sergeant Major Budd enlisted in the Marine Corps in February 1996. After graduating recruit training at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California, Sergeant Major Budd completed training at Infantry Training Battalion, School of Infantry West, and obtained the military occupational specialty of 0311 Rifleman. Sergeant Major Budd has served in a variety of challenging billets in numerous commands to include serving as a rifleman, team leader, squad leader, and platoon sergeant at Kilo Company, 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines, a drill instructor and senior drill instructor at Delta Company, 1st Recruit Training Battalion, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California, a range staff non-commissioned officer in charge at Weapons Field Training Battalion, Camp Pendleton, California, a platoon sergeant and platoon commander at 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, a weapons platoon commander, company gunnery sergeant, and combat instructor, school instructor at School of Infantry East, a company first sergeant at Combat Assault Company, 3rd Marine Regiment, and the battalion sergeant major at 7th Engineer Support Battalion, 1st Marine Logistical Group. Sergeant Major Budd currently serves as the Sergeant Major for Assault Amphibian School, Marine Corps Base, Camp Pendleton, California. Sergeant Major Budd's personal awards include the Purple Heart, Meritorious Service Medal with 1 gold star in lieu of 2nd award, Navy and Marine Corps Combination Medal with 3 gold stars in lieu of 4th award, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, and the Combat Action Ribbon. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sergeant Major Earl D. Budd.
Sir, the parade is for. Aye, aye, sir. Stand, carry, sword. Hand! And left the
passes. You may be seated. Marine Band, San Diego. Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California. Series 3209. Series G drill instructor. Platoon 3210, Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Mason McLaughlin. Platoon 3211, Senior Drill Instructor, Sergeant Rogelio Vargas Garcia. The Regimental Color Guard is led by Regimental Color Sergeant, Drill Instructor, Sergeant Nigel T. Tillman. Series 3213, Series G Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Eduardo Veliz. Honor Platoon 3213, Senior Drill Instructor, Gunnery Sergeant Travis Hayes. Platoon 3214, Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Rashim Webster. And Platoon 3215, Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Frederick Marietta. The Marines Inn has a history dating back to 1859. It is a long-standing tradition for Marines to face the direction of the music and stand at attention when it is heard. It is now directed that all Marines present and who have served honorably sing the words to the first verse as Marine Band San Diego performs the Marines Hymn. Will the guests please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to introduce to you the Marines responsible for ensuring the success of the difficult transition required to become a Marine. The company commander is Captain Eric S. Davis. The company first sergeant is First Sergeant Cristian A. Fuentes. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for the company staff of Company I. The next portion of the ceremony will be the traditional function of retiring the guidons. The guidons have been carried by the platoons throughout recruit training and are being retired to symbolize the disbanding of platoons. All similar units in the Marine Corps carry such guidons, which identify the unit and are a source of pride to each individual member. Note that the honor of carrying these guidons is bestowed upon those Marines who displayed outstanding leadership qualities, motivation, and character, and were selected as the platoon honor graduates. The platoon honor graduates compete for the titles of series and company honor graduate. They are considered the top Marines graduating today and have demonstrated the highest potential for future leadership and responsibility in the Marine Corps.
Freeze it! Get up! Order! Get up!
The guidons will now be returned to the drill instructors. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until all honor graduates have been recognized. The honor graduates will be presented a plaque donated by the Marine Corps Association and Foundation. The honor graduate for platoon 3209 is PFC Toby Murillo from San Diego, California. The honor graduate for platoon 3210 and the company honor graduate is PFC Gabe Dickerman from Texaco, New Mexico. PFC Gabe Dickerman is also the recipient of the Chesty Puller Award for his outstanding meritorious performance while in recruit training. The honor graduate for platoon 3211 is PFC Evan Friesen from Brea, California. The honor graduate for platoon 3213 is PFC Antonio Barrios from Harlingen, Texas. The honor graduate for platoon 3214 is PFC Ty Moy from Deer Park, Texas. And the honor graduate for platoon 3215 and the series honor graduate is PFC Matthew Woster from Vancouver, Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, the honor graduates of Company The company first sergeant will now give the command to the senior drill instructors to dismiss their platoons. Needless to say, this will be the most welcome command they have received throughout recruit training.